Hi everyone, Dr. Cliff Faver here, and Teacher Moments this week. I have a question for everybody. Is the grooming industry a service industry or a professional industry? And I think if you read much Facebook, you'll see that there's a lot of question as to what we really are on that. Now, everybody wants to say we're professional, but a lot of times they're acting like a service industry. And what's the difference? Well, a service industry does whatever a client asks for. If they ask to shave down a pug, no problem, I'm going to do it because I'm afraid Sally down the street would do it if I don't on that. Or professional industry is one that tells the client what they need to do and sets a set of standards saying that no, shaving down a pug is not correct. I will not do that. Unfortunately, morally, that's not right because I know the correct way to do this. And you educate them as to the why. And that's a lot of what we have in our certified pet esthetician program. I tell people we put the why in it because you have to be able to educate your clients. If you want to be a professional, your job is to educate a client so that they do better. Be a pet advocate so that we protect those pets. We prevent skin problems. We prevent having a lot of these issues. We give them correct direction when they do have issues like that. We just don't do whatever they say. In fact, if you have a dog with a skin problem and Mrs. Jones says, I can only come in every 4 weeks, I'm going to tell you right up front, don't even start because you will be taking money under a false pretense. You cannot fix most skin problems in doing it once a month. If it has infection, you need to be doing it regular. That would be like taking an antibiotic once a month for a urinary tract infection and think you're going to get better. It's not going to happen. We have to follow the science, and that's where it becomes important. So as a professional, you need to be following the science, and you need to be holding yourself to good morals and follow that. Because otherwise, you're just a service industry, and you're letting the people that don't know run the situation. Now, a lot of them think they know that. They've got on Dr. Google, they've researched all this stuff, and they think they know something. But the reality is most of them don't on that. I'm going to tell you as a veterinarian, one of the most detrimental things in our industry is Dr. Google, because people coming in with some pretty wild ideas of what's right and what's wrong, based on sites that hold no scientific information, or, even things like Facebook. If somebody presents a problem on Facebook, it doesn't take long to get 200-300 responses with a lot of opinions. The question is, how many of them actually have any science on that, which makes it very hard. And so I encourage people, instead of going to something like Facebook to get your answers, go out and get a good education. Let us teach you the why. Let us teach you the science. So in turn, you can turn around and be a professional and teach your clients. Hope that helps. We'll see you next week.